What if I told you there are 3 magic words that can instantly make women feel drawn to you? And no, I'm not talking about I love you. This is something even more powerful, something that taps into a deep emotional need most people don't even realize they have, and these 3 words are like a secret key to creating an instant connection, whether you're first date, talking to someone new, or trying to reignite the spark in a long-term relationship. Let me paint you a picture of imagine you're out for coffee with a woman you've been wanting to get to know better. The conversation is flowing, she's laughing at your jokes, and there's this undeniable chemistry between you, but then you say these 3 magic words and suddenly her eyes light up. She leans in closer and you can feel the energy between you shift. It's like you've unlocked a hidden level of connection that wasn't there before. Here's the thing, these words aren't about manipulation or playing games. They're not some cheap pickup line or trick. They're about creating a genuine emotional connection that makes her feel seen, heard, and valued. They tap into something deep inside her and need to feel understood and appreciated. And when you say these words, it's like you're speaking directly to her heart. But there's the catch, most people don't even realize the power of these words. They go through life missing opportunities to connect because they don't know what to say or how to say it. And then that's where this video comes in. Today I'm going to reveal exactly what those 3 magic words are why they work, and how you can start using them in your own life. Whether you're looking to attract some new, deepen an existing relations, or just become a better communicator, this video is for you. So if you're ready to unlock the secret to creating instant connections, stick around, because by the end of this video, I'll know exactly what to say and why it works. Let's dive in. Hey everyone, Adam Stone here from Stoic, your ultimate destination for practical wisdom, personal growth, and mastering of relationships. If you're new here, first of all, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. This channel is all about cutting through the noise, ditching the fluff, and focusing on what actually works in life, love, and everything in between. Whether you're looking to improve your relationships, build confidence, or just become the best version of yourself, in the right place. And if you've been here before, welcome back. It's always great to see you. I truly appreciate every single one of you takes the time to watch these videos, leave comments, and be part of you's community. Your support means the world to me, and I'm here to make sure you get most value out of every video. Now let's talk about today's topic, Beckos. This one is a game. Share weird thing into the 3 magic words that can instantly make women feel drawn to you. And before you roll your eyes and think, oh, another gimmick, let me stop you right there. This isn't about manipulation, pickup lines, or playing games. This is about understanding human psychology, creating genuine connections, and tapping into the emotional needs at drive attraction. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a networking event and struck up a conversation with someone who was incredibly charismatic. Within minutes, felt like we had known each other for years. And you know what? It wasn't because they were the most attractive person in the room or because they had the most impressive job title. It was because of the way they made me feel. They used these 3 magic words sometimes directly, sometimes subtly, and it completely changed the dynamic of our conversation. That experience stuck with me, and I started noticing how these words showed up if in all kinds of relationships, romantic, professional, even friendships. And the more I studied more I realized how powerful these words can be. They're not just words, they are tools for creating connection, building trust, and making people feel valued. Whether you're single and looking to meet someone new in a relationship and wanting to deepen your connection, or is it curious about how communication works, this video is for you. I've spent years studying human behavior or communion and what makes relationships truly work, and today I'm sharing everything I've learned with you. So if you're ready to unlock the secret of creating instant connections, you'll reign the right place. Let's Get into it, section 1, the power of emotional connection. All right, before we get into 3 magic words, let's talk about we. They work at the core of every strong connection, whether it's romantic, platonic, or professional, his emotional linticky. This is the glue that holds relationships together. It's what makes people feel seen, heard, and understood. It's what these 3 magic words say are designed to tap into. Let me break this down for you. Think about the last time you felt truly connected to someone. What was it about that interaction that made you feel that way? Chances are it wasn't just the words they said, it waste way. They made you feel, maybe they listened to you without judgment, validated your feelings, or made you feel like you were the only person in the room. That's emotional connection in action. Now, here's the thing. Emotional connection isn't just about making someone feel good in the moment. It's about creating a sense of safety and trust that allows the relationship to grow and deepen over time. When someone feels emotionally connected to you, they're more likely to open up, a vulnerable, and invest in their relationship. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're on a date and the conversation is flowing. You're talking about your favorite travel destination, and she mentions a trip she took that was really meaningful to her. Instead of just nodding along or changing the subject, you say something like, "That sounds amazing. What was it about that trip that made it so special for you? Do you see what just happened? You did just acknowledge her story. You invite her to share something personal. Yeah, showed her that you're genuine interest in her experiences and her feelings. And that's what emotional connection is all about." Here's another example. Let's say you're at a party and you're talking to someone. Nuthi mentioned that they've been feeling stressed lately. Instead of offering gunsolist advice or brushing it off, say something like, "That sounds really tough. How have you been handling too?" Again, you're not just listening, you're showing empathy. You're letting them know that you care about how they feel, not just what they're saying. And that's a powerful way to build connection. Now let's talk about why this matters. When you create an emotional connection with someone, you're tapping into a deep human need. We all want to feel understood, valued, and appreciated. When someone meets that need for us, we're naturally drawn to them. That's why these 3 magic words are so powerful. They're not just words. They're tools for creating emotional connection. They show the other person that you see them, yeah, you heard them, and you value them. And when you do that, you create a bond that goes beyond surface level attraction. Others the catch. Emotional connection to stand happen by accident. It requires intention, effort, and a willing to represent. It's about putting your phone down, making eye contact, and listening to what the other person is saying. It's about asking thoughtful questions, showing empathy, and being genuinely curious about their experiences. And let me give you one more example. Imagine you're out for coffee with someone and they're telling you about a challenge they're facing at work. Instead of jumping in with advice or trying to one-up their story, you say something like, "That sounds real frustrating. How are you feeling, Abudi?" Again, you're not just listening, you're creating a space for them to share their emotions. And that's where true connection happens. So as we devento these 3 magic words, keep this in mind. It's not just about what you say. It's about how you make the other person feel. When you focus on creating emotional connection, everything else falls into place. And here's a pro type. Emotional connection is a two-way street. It's not just about making the other person feel good. It's about being open and vulnerable yourself. When you share your own thoughts, feelings, and experiences, you create a sense of reciprocity that strengthens the bond between you. So as we move into the next section, remember this: emotional connection is the foundation of every strong relationship. And these 3 magic words are your tools for building that connection. Let's dive in. Section 2. The first magic word. You all right, let's dive into the first magic word, yokno. I know what you're thinking. Oh, wait, thoughts. It's just the word you, but here's the thing. This word is so much more powerful than it seems up when you use it intentionally. It shifts the focus off conversation onto the other person, making them feel seen, valued, and appreciated. And that's where the magic happens. Let me break this down for you. Think About the last time someone Medeo feel truly special. What did they say or do? Chances are they focused in you. They asked about your thoughts, your feelings, your experiences. They Medeo feel like you were the most important person in the room, and that's sexically what the word you can do when used correctly. Here's an example imaginaire on a date, and you're talking about your favorite hobbies instead of just talking about yourself. Turn the conversation back to her by saying something like, you have such interesting hobbies. What got you into a specific hobby? Do you see what just happened? You didn't just talk about yourself, you showed genuine interest in her. You made her feel like her thoughts and experiences matter, and that's a powerful way to create connection. Now let's talk about why this works. When you focus the conversation on the other person, you're tapping into a deep humanity, the need to feel seen and understood. We all want to feel like we matter, like our thoughts and feelings are important. And when you use the word you intentionally, you're meeting that need. Here's another example. Let's say you're at a social event and you're talking to someone new. They mention that they've been working on a big project at work. Instead of just saying that's cool, you say something like, you must be really proud of that. What's been the most rewarding part of the project for you? Again, you're not just acknowledging their story, you're inviting them to share something personal. You're showing them that you're genuinely interested in their experiences and their feelings, and what creates connection. Now, let's talk about context. The word you is most powerful when it's used in a way that feels natural and authentic. It's not about peppering every sentence with you. It's about using it intentionally to show genuine interest and curiosity. For example, let's say you're out for coffee with someone and they're telling ya about their favorite book. Instead of just saying, that's a great book, you could say, you have such great taste in books. What do you love most about that story? Do you see the difference? You're not just complimenting them, you're inviting them to share something personal. You're showing them that you've all of opinion and their perspective. And here's another key point: tone and delivery. When you use the word, you pay attention to how you say it. Are you smiling? Are you making eye contact? Are you leaning in a little closer? These nonverbal cues are just as important as words themselves. They're your way of saying, I'm genuinely interested in you. Let me give you one more example. Imagine you're at a party and you're talking to someone about their recent vacation. Instead of just saying, that sounds fun, you say something like, you must have had an amazing time. What was some favorite part of the trip? You're not just acknowledging their story, you're creating a space for them to share something meaningful, and that's where connection happens. So the next time you're in a conversation, try using word you intentionally. Focus on the other person, show genuine interest, think their thoughts and feelings, and watch the dynamic of the conversations. And here's a pro tip: don't just as you in questions, use it in statements too. For example, instead of saying, I love this restaurant, you could say, you have such great taste. How did you find this place? This shifts focus onto them and makes them feel valued. Remember, the word you is a powerful tool for creating connection. When you use it intentionally, show the other person that you see them, you hear them, and you value them. And that's the foundation of every strong relationship. Section 3, these con magic word, feel. All right, let's move on to the second magic word, feel. No, this one is a game share while feared. You helps you focus the conversation on the other person. The word feel takes it a step further by dipping into their emotions, and here's why. That's so powerful. Emotions are their way to connection. When you ask someone who they feel, you're inviting them to open up and share something personal. You're showing them that you care about their inner world, not just the surface level details. Let me break this down for you. Think about the last time someone asked you how you were feeling, not just how are you in passing, but really ask how did it make you feel. Chances are it made you feel seen, heard, and valued. And that's exactly what the word feel can do when used intentionally. Here's an example. Imagine you're on a date and she's telling you about a Challenge intuition at work instead of just saying, that sounds tough. You say something like that sounds really stressful. How are you feeling about it? You see what just happened? You didn't just acknowledge her situation, you invited her to share. Her emotions Yao showed her that you care about how she's feeling, not just what's happening, and that's a powerful way to create a connection. Now let's talk about why this works. Emotions are the most personal and vulnerable part of who we are. When you ask someone how they feel, you're showing them that you're interested. In their inner world, you're creating a safe space for them to open up and be themselves on. That's where true connection happens, Shurs. Another example, let's say you're at a social event and you're talking to a man who's been through a tough breakup. Instead of just saying that's ro, you say something like that sounds really hard. How are you feeling about everything? Now again, you're not just acknowledging their story, you're emoting them to share their emotions. You're showing them that you care about the healing process, not just the facts of what happened. Now, let's talk about context. The word feel is most powerful. It's used in a way that feels natural and empathetic. It's not about forcing someone to open up. It's about creating a safe space for them to do so. If they choose, for example, let's say you're out for coffee with someone, and they are telling you about a recent achievement, instead of just saying, that's awesome, you could say, that's amazing. How does it feel to have accomplished that? Do you see Thea friends? You're not just congratulating them, you're inviting them to share their emotions. You're showing them that you care about how they're experiencing their success, not just the success itself. And here's another key point: tone and delivery. When you use the word feel, pay attention to how you say it. Are you speaking softly? Are you making eye contact? Are you leaning in a little closer? These nonverbal cues are just as important as the words themselves. They're your way of saying, I'm here for you and I care about how you feel. Let me give you one more example. Imagine you're at a party and you're talking to someone who's been feeling overwhelmed lately. Instead of just saying that sounds tough, no. You say something like, that sounds really overwhelming. How are you feeling about everything? Again, you're not just acknowledging their situation. You're creating a space for them to share their emotions, music, and that's where a connection happens. So the next time you are in a conversation, try using the word feel intentionally. Ask thoughtful questions. Show empathy and create a safe space for the other person to open. Here's a pro tip. Don't just use feel in questions, use it in statements. For example, instead of saying that's a great story, you could say, I can. On the imagine how exciting that must felt for you. This shows that you're thinking about their emotions and not just the story itself, remember? The word feel is a powerful tool for creating emotional connection when you use it in tense show. Show the other person that you care about their inner world, not just the surface level details. And that's the foundation of every strong relationship section for the third magic word, because. All right, let's dive into the third and final magic word, because now this one might seem a little unexpected, but trust me, it's just as powerful as the others. While the word you helps you focus the conversation on the other person, and the word feel taps into their emotions, the word because adds depth, reasoning, and intentionality to your words. It's the secret source that makes your compliments, statements, and questions feel more meaningful and memorable. Let me break this down for you. Think about the last time someone gave you a compliment that really stuck with you. What did they say? Chances are they didn't just say, you're great. They gave a reason, and they said something like, you're great, because you always know how to make people feel comfortable. Little word because turns a generic compliment into something personal and impactful. Here's an example. Imagine you're on a date and you want to compliment her. Instead of just saying you're amazing, you say something like you're amazing, because you have such a unique way of looking at the world. Do you see what just happened? You didn't just give her a compliment. You gave her a reason to believe it. Ya showed her that you've been paying attention to who she is and what makes her special, and that's a powerful way to create connection. Now, let's talk about we. This works the word because adds depth and intentionality to your word set, shows that you're not just saying something to be nice. You're saying it because you mean it, and when someone feels like your words are genuine and thoughtful, they're more likely to feel seen, valued, and appreciated. Here's a no example. Let's say you're at a social event and you're talking to someone who's just given a presentation. Instead of just saying, "Great job," you say something like, "Great job," because you explained such a complex topic in a way that was easy to understand again. You're not just acknowledging their efforts, you're ratioing them that you notice the specific things they did well, and that's a powerful way to create connection. Now let's talk about context. The word "bakos" is most powerful when it's used in a way that feels natural and authentic. It's not about overloading Gavri. Sentence with reasons. It's about using it intentionally to add depth and meaning to your words. 4. Example, let's say you're out for coffee with someone yond. They're telling you about a recent achievement. Instead of just saying "That's awesome," you could say "That's awesome because I know how hard you've been working on that." Do you see the difference? Like, you're not just congratulating them, you're showing them that you've been paying attention. Their journey, you're making your words feel more personal and meaningful. Here's another key. Point, tone, and delivery. When you use the word because pay attention to how you say it. Are you speaking with sincerity? Are you making eye contact? Are you smiling? These nonverbal cues are just as important as the words themselves. They're your way of saying, "I mean this and I want you to know." Let me give you one more example. Imagine you're at a party and you're talking to someone who's been feeling unsure about a decision they made. Instead of just saying, "You Madethi, right choice," you say something like, "You made the right choice, Bekosu trusted your instincts." And that's something I really admire about Yawagain. You're not just reassuring them, Yawa, giving them a reason to feel confident in their decision. You're raising them that you see their strengths and value their perspective. Sav. Next time you're in a conversation tree, using the word because intentionally a depth and reasoning too. Our compliments, statements, and questions show the other person that your words say are thoughtful and genuine. And here's a pro tip. Don't just use because in compliments. Use it in questions too. For example, instead of saying, "Why did you choose that career?" you could say, "What made you choose that career?" Because it seems like such a perfect fit for youths, shows that you're thinking about their choices and what makes them unique. Remember the word because it's a powerful tool for adding depth and intentionality to your words. When you use it intentionally, you show the other person that you're paying attention, that you care, and that your words are genuine. That's the foundation of every strong relationship. Section 5, putting it all together. All right, now that we've broken down the 3 magic words, "su," "feel," and "because," let's talk Abutho to put them all together in real-life conversations. Because here's the thing. These words aren't just powerful on their own. They're unstoppable when you combine them. Let me walk you through an example. Imagine you're on a date and she's telling you about a recent trip she took. Instead of just nodding along or saying something generically, "That sounds fun," you could say something like this. "You have such an amazing way of describing things. It feels like I was right there with Yohat. Was it about that trip that made it so special for you? Because it sounds like it really meant a lot." Do you see what just happened? You used all 3 magic words in one sentence. You focused on her. You tapped into her emotions, feeling added depth and reasoning. Bekosu didn't just acknowledge her story or created a moment of genuine connection. Here's another example. Let's say you're at a social event and you're talking to someone who's been through a time. Instead of just saying, "That sounds hard," you could say something like this. "You've been through so much. I can only imagine how challenging it must have felt for you. What helped you stay strong through it, Alba? It's really inspiring to see how salient you are." Again, you're using all 3 magic words to create a deeper, more meaningful conversation. You're reassuring them that you see them, you care about their emotions, and you value their strength and resilience. Now let's talk about why this works when you combine these three words. You're creating a conversation that's focused, emotional, intentional. You're showing the other person that you're not just listening, you're truly engaging with them, and that's what makes all the differencers. Another example. Imagine you're out for coffee with someone and they're telling you about a recent achievement. Instead of just saying, "That's awesome, you," could say something like this: "You must be so proud of yourself. It feels like all your hard work is finally paying off. What's been the most rewarding part of this for you? Because it's such a big accomplishment." Do you see the difference? You're not just congratulating them, you're creating a space for them to reflect on their journey and share their emotions. You're reassuring them that you care about their experience, not just the outcome. Now let's talk about how to practice this. Start by paying attention to your conversations. Notice when you're talking about yourself versus when you're focusing on the other person. Look for opportunities to ask how they feel or because to your statements, it might feel a little awkward at first, but with practice, it'll become second nature. Here's a pro tip. Don't try to force all three words into every sentence. Instead, look for natural opportunities to use a Tim. For example, if someone's telling you about a challenge they're facing, focus on the word feel to show empathy. They're sharing something they're proud of. Use because to add depth to her compliment. And here's another key point: authenticity matters. These words are powerful because they help you create genuine connections, not because they're a script you have to follow. If you're not being authentic, the other person will notice. So focus on being present, listening actively, and showing genuine interest in the other person. Let me give you one more example. Imagine you're at a party and you're talking to Zemian, who's been feeling unsure about a decision they made. Instead of just saying you made the right choice, you could say something like, "This you made the right choice because you trusted your instincts, and that's something I really admire about you. How does it feel to know you followed your gut?" Again, you're using all three magic words to create a deeper, more meaningful conversation. You're showing them that to see their strengths, value their perspective, and care about their emotions. So the next time you're in a conversation, try putting these three magic words together. Focus on the other person, tap into their emotions and reasoning to your words. Watch the dynamic of the conversations and how much stronger your connection becomes. Remember, communication is the foundation of every strong relationship. And these three magic words are your tools for building that foundation. Use them intentionally, collecti, and consistently, and you'll see the difference they can mackle. Right before we wrap this up, let's talk about you. You've made it this far into the video. Chances are you're someone who's serious about improving your relationships, understanding that people in your life, and becoming the best version of yourself. And that's exactly what this channel is all about. So if you found this video helpful, here's what you can do next. First, hit that like button. It might seem small, but it makes a huge difference. It lets me know that you're enjoying this content, and it helps the YouTube algorithm share this video with more people who need to hear it. Second, leave a comment. I want to hear from you. Have you ever used these magic words without realizing it? Or maybe you've noticed how powerful they can be when someone says them to you. Share your thoughts below. I read a very single comment and I'd love to hear your story. Third, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This ICR home for practical advice, personal growth, and mastering the art of relationships. Every week I drop new videos to help you navigate life, love, and everything in between. And if you hit that bell icon, you'll never miss an upload. And finally, if you're ready to take things to the next level, check out links in the description. I've put together a free guide with even more tips on how to build stronger connections and understand the people in your life. It's packed with actionable advice that you can start using today. Remember, relationships don't have to be complicated. When you know what to say and why it works, everything becomes clear. So take what you've learned today, apply it to your life, and watch how things start to change. And don't forget, I'm here to help you every step. The way. Thanks so much for watching, and everyone. I'm Adam Stone from Stoic Extreme, and I'm so grateful to have you here. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Relationships are a journey, and I'm here to help you navigate every step of the way. Remember, feel the right words can create a connection that lasts a lifetime. So take what you've learned today, put it into action, and don't be afraid to take Keith's next step when the time is right. Until next time, stay curious, stay confident, and keep building thousands of connections. I'll see you in the next video.